concern is that men, most of whom were educated and previously employed in Turkey, are here on H-1B visas, are not American citizens, and are operating 38 Harmony Charter campuses. The three significant things that happened since I testified last year are, first, the New York Times linked Fethullah Gulen to the Turkish charter school. Second, Michigan passed Senate Bill 618 last December 20th, requiring charter school board members to be American citizens. And third, on July 29, 2011, news broke that the secular Turkish government had been taken over by radical Islamists. I want to remind you that last regular session you passed Senate Resolution 85 honoring Fethullah Gulen for, among other things, quote, inspiring the Gulen movement, unquote. It didn't mention that Gulen was kicked out of Turkey for trying to return Turkey to an Islamist state and given asylum in America in 1999. While he has since been exonerated in Turkey, Gulen continues to live in Pennsylvania. Gulen is worth more than $50 billion. He controls almost all of Turkish newspapers and television stations and controls a 200,000-member Turkish police force. Many who oppose Gulen have been arrested. In 2010, Gulen was named the 13th most influential Muslim among 500 noteworthy Muslims in the world. Don't you think it's significant that Gulen wanted to return Turkey to an Islamist state and lives in America? Thousands of American children are becoming sympathetic to the Turkish way of life. There are at least 150 Turkish charter schools throughout America. If Gulen's control can reach across the seas to Turkey, how much easier would it be for him to ask allegiance from the impressionable children educated in Turkish charter schools within our borders? Radical Turkey was emphasized by Fox News commentator Brett Baer during a recent presidential debate. Baer asked a candidate, quote, since the Islamist-oriented party took over Turkey, the murder rate of women has increased by 1,400%. Turkey has threatened military force against both Israel and Cyprus. Press freedom has declined to the level of Russia. The Prime Minister has embraced Hamas. Given Turkey's turn, do you believe Turkey still belongs in NATO, unquote? One has to wonder if Gulen's ideology is having an effect here in America. I ask you, why are millions of our tax dollars paying Turkish men to operate charter schools in our own backyards when Turkey has become so oppressive that a presidential candidate is asked whether or not Turkey should be allowed to remain in NATO? In conclusion, I respectfully ask you to follow Michigan's lead and require our charter operators to be American citizens to protect them from the Gulen movement. And I thank you for your consideration.
Okay. Yes, I want to ask one question. Have you been to one of the Harmony schools?
No, I saw a picture of one, and it has this one in Fort Worth, and it has a fence around it, and there's a sign outside that would be half an hour from my home, so it would be convenient for me to go there. There's a sign outside that says no trespassing, and it also says private property. So I wouldn't dishonor that sign and go across. So I couldn't even go in there if I wanted to drop by and say hello.
Yeah, you could. It's a public school, so you could go in.
Madam Chairman.
Yes. Wait a minute. I want.
Okay.
And I have a couple of questions I need to ask her. I have a large Turkish community in my district, and I have several of the Harmony schools in my district. I think they are fabulous. Okay, I just want to put that on the record. And I don't think they teach religion. I've been there to the school. I've been in it several times. In fact, I was in the school this week with my people, and I don't think they teach religion. I've been in the school. I've seen the classes. I've spoken in the schools. I've been to their events. I've been to their math shows. Do you know what their test scores are like?
I've read stellar things about their academic performance, and I never said that they teach religion.
Underscore Stella. Underscore Stella. We're looking for Stella, all right? And so, because they are from Turkey, wonderful Turkey, I've been there twice. It's beautiful. You should go. You want to go? I'll take you.
Dr. Allen, I was in Turkey. I spent 2 weeks there in 1996 at a United Nations conference, and I had an opportunity to go and see some of the Turkey. And also I went on my own dime.
Okay, that's great. Well, I just want to defend them because I don't think the schools have anything to do with whether Turkey is in the United Nations or anything. This is America. It's
I
made
didn't
up of many cultures, many different religions, many. Right, so it's all right. I think they're fabulous, and I want that on record. Thank you.
Dr. Allen, did you hear me mention that they were teaching religion?
I heard your whole script. I
have a copy of my testimony for you, and I hope you'll read it, please. Thank you.
Question?
No, Madam Chairman. I just wanted to say that, the Harmony School you're talking about in Fort Worth is in my district, and it's a little hard for me to believe those folks down on West Creek Drive are a threat to international security. And the kids that are there have done well. They've done great in their science projects. In fact, I've reviewed their science project, yes. Dr. Allen.
Yes.
And I have sought out parents of kids who go to that school, and people are lining up to try to get into that school, and the parents that are there are just thrilled with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just not hearing anybody say that there's some problem with the school related to the issues that you're talking about.
Dr. Sheldon, perhaps you didn't hear what I said. I said they are learning Turkish culture, and I believe that impressionable young children will become sympathetic to Turkey. There are over 150 Turkish charter schools in America. I spoke at an education policy conference in St. Louis, Missouri last month, and I shared the speakers panel with 3 other people. One of them was former Congressman Fred Grandy, who spent 4 terms in Congress. He spoke about radical Islam, and things are going on in that country. They have changed since I was there in 1996. If children are learning the culture, is what I said, and they become sympathetic towards Turkey. I never mentioned religion.
Neither did I.
And all I mentioned was the culture and children becoming sympathetic towards Turkey. And there is a man who lives in our country who controls a lot of things in Turkey. And that is my concern, that he lives on American soil when he could go home if he would like. He stays here. He's very influential. Many think a great deal of him. And I thought Brett Baer's question to one of the presidential candidates was very thought-provoking. And I think we should be aware of what is happening within our borders. All I'm saying is that children are becoming exposed to Turkish culture. That's great. I told Dr. Allen I spent time in Turkey. I think it's a lovely country. I met a lot of lovely people there. However, they don't have America's best interests in mind right now, and I worry about things within our borders, and I think that we should pay attention. My main point is that charter school operators should be American citizens, and I've provided a copy of a part of Michigan's law that shows where they passed that in Michigan in December.
Any other questions?
Well, I just want to point out you did mention religion.
I beg your pardon?
You did mention religion.
Yes, you did.
You mentioned that Fethullah Gulen is the 13th most influential Muslim in the country. And
yes, but I didn't say that they were teaching it in our charter schools, Mr. Stroma.
No. So just help me understand what we should teach kids if we're not supposed to teach them about the cultures in other countries.
There is an emphasis on Turkish culture, and that is fine, but it seems to be a common thread.
It's not fine.
It is a common thread throughout these schools, and I wonder if they spend as much time teaching about American culture, and that is my concern, that young, impressionable children will become sympathetic towards Turkey, and I wonder where their allegiance will lie. That is my concern.
I'm looking on y'all's mission page on your website, and y'all are big believers in free markets. Why don't you trust the parents of these kids?
Sir, I am asking that the charter operators be American citizens.
That's not an answer to my question. Why don't you trust the parents of the kids who enroll their kids at this school to make a judgment that might be better than yours or mine about whether their children are being led into some kind of international conspiracy to destroy America?
The public school spends a great deal of time with our children and our grandchildren every day, and there's plenty of time to mold and shape their attitudes, values, and beliefs. And I could take that discussion beyond this room.
I'm just asking, you don't trust their kids, their parents?
I beg your pardon?
You don't trust their parents to protect them from the kind of influence you're expressing your concerns about here?
I believe that the children are under the influence for 5 days a week of their teachers, and I believe that
at a school that was chosen by their parents, not at a school that they were forced to attend, at a school their parents chose for them. Does that not change? Now, I would understand your concern, perhaps, if this was a school we forced kids to attend. But this is a school of choice that their parents have elected. Are you so, I don't understand how you could have so little faith in the parents to think that they would be duped into some kind of international conspiracy to destroy America.
I didn't say there was a conspiracy. That is your word, not mine, Mr. Stroma.
Okay. What's your word?
I am saying that children are being exposed to Turkish culture all over America. And
but that's the only objection you've raised, is that they're being exposed to Turkish culture, and I just can't understand why that, on its face, is objectionable.
I would like to see charter operators be required to be American citizens as our local school board members are. This is a double standard we have in our state.
I'm just dumbfounded. I really wanted to say something about teaching of culture, because I think in the Texas school system, one of the emphasis is teaching cultures, all of the cultures. To teach about the cultures of other countries, Hawaii, Turkey, European culture. We teach about every other country, and I don't know why we single out Turkey, but I think the Turkish culture is wonderful. I certainly enjoy it, and I enjoy the people. I enjoy the language. I enjoy the dance. I enjoy the way they educate the kids, and they have a large percentage of children who look like me in that school, and they are doing just fine. I'm very, very pleased, and I hope they open up more schools. Thank you.